man, that was perfect timing. Sweet. Can't mess this one up then. Alright, what is up, people? We're going to take a look at the Double Refining Stones event. I honestly haven't really done it in a long time. I don't know, I have a lot of surplus refinement from the past. I don't know how else to explain that. But with some tips from some guild members. So shout out to the members of Chronic Legion for helping me sort it all out and get those answers. Glenn, Shauna, Loki, Jude. Trying to think who else. I feel like I'm gonna forget something. Thorn helped too. Siani. Lots of members contributed tips and information. So shout out to all the people at Chronic Legion because it was very helpful. So this video is from them, technically. I'm just sharing the information. Anyway, so the first thing we're going to look at is some of the enchantments we can put into our utility slots. The main one that I think everyone should have, at least one of, is a Quartermaster. And when you slot a Quartermaster, you can drop some of these Spoils of War, Abandoned Gear, Discarded Equipment, Looted Goods, and Scavenged Supplies. They will say that you can donate them to the Stronghold coffer for surplus equipment, but don't do that. You want to just double click them and open them. I'm not going to do this right now, but maybe towards the end of the video we can just open all this stuff up and see what we get. So when you do open them up, while it's okay to run with just one Quartermasters, you do want to get your percent chance up to 10.5. So one rank 14 gives 4.5. When you open up these bags, you want to have 10.5, and that way you can get the best rewards possible. Looking at the next one is the, oops, wrong piece of gear. Dragon Hordes. So these ones, likewise, they just can give you some refinement stones. And again, because it's double refinement stones, you will get double. Same goes for the Quartermasters. I kind of presume that was a given, but I probably should have mentioned it anyways, because, you know, it's the event. So having one of these is pretty good. And then the last one that I use, it's not that great, but I run it anyways, is the Fae Blessing Enchantment. Like I said, it's not so super fancy or anything special, but it's something extra to run with, and it's a little bit of extra, but I wouldn't particularly invest in it. Just if you happen to have one, use it. Doesn't hurt. It's not like you're really missing out on anything in your utility slots anyways. Aside maybe from like extra gold or something. Anyway, the next thing I want to look at is the Insignia bonus, Wanderer's Fortune. Defeating an enemy, you have a chance after killing a foe to find a refining stone. All of these are bound to account, I think, which are these ones. I sorted out everything I've dropped today so far. And these are all like bound to account ones, so I believe these come from Wanderer's Fortune. And then I have a few bound to character ones as well, which I opened from the Dreadring layers, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And these ones are all unbound, so I'm not really sure what's dropping these. It could be anything at this point. The enchanting stones did come from the Dreadring layer, which again, we're going to get to in a minute. But yeah, Wanderer's Fortune is good. Traveler's Treasures, it's for AD, but it's not bad to run, so something to consider. So with that said, yeah, really, I think the last thing to cover is the Dreadring layers. So if we click on our campaign, we can close our inventory and we go to Dreadring and schedule. You're going to see there's actually a schedule. So Mondays and Fridays, you don't really have any chance to get like an enchanting stone, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday, you will see that if you complete the corresponding layer mini dungeon within the campaign zone, you do have a chance to get enchanting stones. Now, enchanting stones rank 5s, or ESs are 5s. They sell for a pretty decent amount, but they're also pretty necessary when upgrading your gear. However, it's still worth to farm it, allocate them, decide if you want to keep them, sell them, but either way, it's going to either save you or make you a lot of Astral Diamonds. So it doesn't hurt to farm. But the question is, what's the best way to farm them? Well, if we go into the Dreadring store and we view wares, there's something called a Thyan Layer Key. And these can be bought with the Vanguard scripts. The every time you run, because just to recap the campaign, you can run 1 layer per day. Each layer gives you a chance at the chest, but it also gives you a Thyan cipher. And the Thyan cipher you can then trade for 15 Vanguard scripts, which then you take those scripts, you go to the store like I was just mentioning, and bam, you can buy a key. Every 2 days you can get 3 keys. It's not bad at all. So you can just buy them, and you can buy however many you want. They have a little slide bar, so it's less tedious. Apparently you can... Okay, that's a pretty decent amount, but we're only going to buy 5 because that's all I can currently afford. So we got 5 keys, and then you'll be able to see your keys in here. 5 Thyan layer keys, and roughly the drop rate when you're going in is every 3 keys you get 1 enchanting stone. However, because it is double refinement stones, you get 2 instead of 1, which is why a lot of people save up their scripts, their Vanguard scripts, and they just buy a ton of keys during this event, and they farm the crap out of enchanting stones, and then they save them and wait till the prices rise a little bit more because people aren't like farming them like crazy. And then it's a really great way to make astral diamonds. I mean, if I remember right, a stack of 99 of these sell for 2.8 million before, probably a lot less now, but if we can find a stack of 99 in here. Well, we have 10 times 10 is 100, so if we take this 230k and times it by 10, you get 2.3 mil. So yeah, the price has dropped drastically, but still, this is a fantastic way to make some astral diamonds as well, or like I said, save yourself from astral diamonds. So again, just follow the schedule in the, whoops, I don't want the store, I want the schedule. And yeah, just follow this, save up those Vanguard scripts, trade in those ciphers every day, don't forget to do that. And the last thing I want to cover, which we just have to head back to the main camp, so let's go do that, if I can even figure out the way back. So, some of you may not realize, but when you're going through Dreadring, you do drop some Onyx Fragments, and you probably drop more than you think, honestly, and you can trade all these fragments for Vanguard scripts. The only downfall is you gotta do them one at a time. Shauna always says something about the spacebar, but it doesn't work on my end, so I don't know what Shauna means by the spacebar, but she says just hit spacebar, so maybe it'll work for someone else. Maybe I've messed up my keybinds too much for that by now. But we're just gonna buy them all. Arigato. Thanks. Okay. So, we've bought an extra, I don't know how many Vanguard things, but I think we should have enough for at least 3 more keys. 4 more keys, just barely. So yeah, we'll grab 4 more keys. And I've already done, I don't know how many runs. I forget how many keys I had originally, but there, we have 10 more keys. So, I mean, it's a pretty easy layer to farm, and Dreadring is a pretty easy zone as well. So even as a new player, this should be something you can do. So definitely something to look into and to consider. Right, one thing I will mention, the Coffer of Celestial Enchantments, the gemstones do multiply but the preservation wards and the coalescent wards don't. So even if you open up one of these and you get a coalescent ward, it's only going to be one ward, not two. That's something that I wasn't even sure about. So again, I had to ask my guild. So again, shout out to Chronic Legion for their help in putting this video together. And yeah, I think that covers most of it. There isn't much else to really add. Oh wait, that's the wrong thing. Oh, where's... Okay, there. Double refining stones. So, yeah. Hopefully this helps, and enjoy the weekend, enjoy the event, and subscribe. More videos coming your way. Ciao!